Hey there, it is July 5th, 2025. We live in Connecticut. My name is Crystal and I'm in the garden again today. I've been coming out here almost every day and spending a little bit of time either weeding or doing something productive like picking bugs off of plants or pruning off leaves that look kind of yucky off the plants, that kind of stuff. Today, I'm going to be starting some seeds. I'm also going to be harvesting from the garden. So let's kind of just jump into it and get started. I've already written out the tags for them, but I'm gonna be starting bush beans and cilantro and dill, and my butternut squash plants aren't doing very good, so I figured I would just throw some more seeds in and we'll see what happens with it. We are at the beginning of July. There is plenty of time in the gardening season here to get something. It might be a little bit too late to start pepper plants, but you can still buy pepper plants. So you can go to the garden centers and buy pepper plants and get them in the ground, and you'll still have time to get a harvest from them. Same thing with tomatoes. But as far as like beans, like bush beans, I have to continually be planting them. That way I continually get a harvest from them. They only produce what they're gonna produce and then that's it. They're not like pole beans where they just continually produce as it's warm out. Bush beans produce what they're gonna produce and then they stop. Some bush bean varieties that I'm able to harvest from that I started back in April, and I have other ones that are getting on their way. They're just now starting to flower. I have other ones that are flowering already. So I have ones that I've started at different times, and I feel like it's been a bit of time since I've started new ones, like at least a month. So I'm gonna get those in. It is the 4th of July weekend here, and the weather has been fantastic. And I'm super grateful for it because it's about time and it's been fantastic here. It's warm today. It's about 80-ish, 81, 82 degrees, and there's some humidity, but it feels pretty low. So it's a beautiful day. My kids are swimming in the pool. I am excited to be out here, and I'm really excited to be starting seeds. I got the hoses on. I have this galvanized container here. I got this years ago. I love these things. I really always mean to get more, but whenever I go to buy them or look at them, the prices are always so high. But this is one of the bigger ones. I think I'll fill it up with these Provider bush green beans. So the spacing recommendation on here is 4 to 6 inches, and that's 4 to 6 inches in diameter. So that means if the seed is in the middle of that diameter, that's like 2 inches between each plant. So I'm gonna put them 2 inches apart. I'll just use a Sharpie and like mark a bunch of holes. That way I can just drop the seeds in quickly. So with beans, they go about 1 inch down. Here's what the seeds look like. These are newer seeds. If they were a little bit older, I would probably do 2 per hole, and then you don't even really need to thin them back. You don't really need any trellising for bush beans. They kind of climb all over each other, but sometimes I'll put those like little trellises in once they start sprouting to keep them upright more. That way it's not like falling over the side of the container, but it's not a requirement. You'll get beans from it if it's not trellised. Right, and this is where I'm growing some of the winter squash this year. I have drying beans. Jacob's cattle beans is what it's called. In the front, it's a bushing variety dry bean, and then in the back there's some spaghetti squash and maybe honey nut squash on the other side. But this butternut squash over here, they're not doing really good. I'm not sure what's going on with this side of the bed. It's all amended the same way. Waltham butternut squash plants from Burpee Organics, and these ones have been tried and true for me over the years. It's the butternut squash from Seeds of Change. That's what those seeds look like. These ones are sell by date of 2021. I'm going to start 8 seeds, and then I'll thin it back. What I'll do is, if they sprout, I'll have them crawl across here a little bit and then vine up. Got this golden wax bush bean from Paige's Seeds and the Royal Burgundy bush snap bean from Fruition Seeds. Fruition Seeds doesn't sell seeds anymore. These are from last year. They stopped selling seeds last year, which I was sad about. These ones I'm going to do a little different because I have these wood chips on top. So I'm just going to make rows. These are the golden wax beans. And over here we're going to do the Royal Burgundy. That's what those look like. This small container over here, it had the little Marvel peas from Dollar Tree. I'm going to be putting these Burpee Stringless green pod garden beans. That's what those look like. And in the green stock, I'm going to put some of these Dollar Tree cilantro seeds. And in the one next to it, I'm going to put some dill. Now I'm going to water everything in. And now we are going to get into the harvest. I'm going to start with some summer squash and zucchini and then see what the bean situation is. It's not going to be a big harvest. What are you doing? This is a Green Machine F1 zucchini from Mowing Organic Seeds. It's one of my absolute favorites to grow. They are super prolific. You get a lot from them. These ones didn't get pollinated, but I'm going to throw them to the chickens. This one is a gray zucchini from MIgardener. A yellow crookneck squash from Paige's Seeds. I've already gotten like 4 of these off this plant. I have it growing vertically in a small tomato cage. Tendergreen improved bush garden beans from American Seed. I bought these at Dollar Tree and started them on April 23rd of this year. I've already harvested from them once. And they're all still a little curly, a little weird looking, but that's only because we've had weird weather. So they only reflect the watering and the nutrients that they're getting. Provide our bush beans from Hudson Valley Seed Company. I started them today on the other side of the garden, but that's what those are looking like. I started these on May 6th. These are really, really nice. These plants right here don't look great because I had potato plants in here that I took out the other day, and they completely overshadowed these bean plants that I started on April 23rd. These are the Blue Lake 274 Bush Garden beans. I'm gonna harvest some of these raspberries, and there might be some blackberries in there too. Blackberries in there too. We have blueberries. I'm gonna harvest some of this dwarf Siberian kale. I'm probably gonna end up giving all this to the chickens because it's good for them. And I have lots of kale that I'm still working through inside. Berry basket strawberries. Chicago pickling cucumber from Baker Creek. A small harvest, but it's a nice harvest. It's got some variety to it, and it's all things that we enjoy eating, and it's things that I would pick up at the grocery store. And I didn't have to this morning when I got the steaks because I knew I had some squash out here and fresh berries. I didn't have to get that, so that's nice. It's nice having a grocery store right outside. The sun has pretty much gone past the trees, so the garden is not getting any direct sunlight right now. And we are not supposed to get rain for a couple more days. It's not in the forecast. So I did go around with insecticidal soap and spray some of the plants that needed it. I really try and avoid doing that in the sunlight because it can burn the plants. You can completely just cook your plant. And the other reason is because I don't like to do anything that might deter the bees. We already are dealing with, I feel like, a bee shortage since last year. I see a whole bunch of them on our flowers right now. It's not as many as it used to be. I don't like to spray things on the plants, especially the flowering plants, if I can avoid it. Thank you so much for joining me today out in the garden, and we will see you soon. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!